question number 28 of the PhilNITS FE morning portion of the exam. In this question, we are being asked which of the following is a package of unauthorized programs and tools that has functions such as creating a backdoor on a server and hiding the evidence of intrusion inside the server. Okay, we have again several choices and I ended up choosing rootkit, which is the correct answer, primarily because I thought that the other choices were unlikely the correct answer. Now, if we focus on the keywords from the question, we have something like a package of unauthorized programs and tools. So from here, we get an idea that it's a set of tools that can do unauthorized things. And if we continue on to read the question, we get something like creating a backdoor on a server and hiding the evidence of intrusion inside the server. So if we have a choice like RFID, radio frequency ID, it may be used for something like that, but in general, I think that it's not what we're going for. RFIDs, I think when we think about them, should remind us of a convenient way to maybe pay, or for example, if you go to any of the train stations and you need to enter without having to line up and get a ticket or something like that, then an RFID should make things a lot faster for you if you already have bought a set of tickets and they're all stored in your card with the RFID. So if we're talking about unauthorized tools and programs that hide evidence of intrusion, RFID seemed unlikely. What about C and D? Actually, C, I wasn't too sure what C was. Maybe something related to encryption, but I wasn't really too certain about this, and so I moved on to the next choice, which is web beacon. And I thought that I've read something about beacons before. I think they're there to maybe let a computer know that if you want to enter this web page, you can find what you're looking for in this portion of the web page or something like that, because we're talking about beacons. And the question is asking us for something unauthorized, something that hides. And if we have a beacon, then it's the opposite of what we are going for, because a beacon should help us find what we're looking for. It's a way to send a signal that can help us navigate, that can guide us to where we are supposed to go. So D and A, I thought, were unlikely the answer for this question. And so I was really down to B or C. And rootkit reminded me of something which I think quite a number of developers of mobile devices, particularly during the time of the Android, when the Android came out and there were people playing around with the operating system, and how, for example, you can do a lot more stuff if you can root the phone. So there was this term called root the phone, and from there you can have a lot more power, a lot more access to the features of the mobile device that were hidden, or that were put aside by the operating system, so that there would be less people messing around with the technology in a way that could cause unauthorized access or intrusion. And so rootkit seems to be the best answer. Now, if we are to explain what temporal key integrity protocol is, TKIP, I actually looked it up to see what it could likely be, and it's related to cryptography, which also I think maybe any of the guys who are using an operating system like Windows to access the internet and connecting to the router with a password or key, then this might be something that you've seen before. And again, it's a way to prevent people from just accessing information without authorization, without having the key, the password to get there. And it seems like the TKIP was developed to address certain problems with existing cryptography tools, for example, WEP. And it was, I think, a lot more secure because the packets were encrypted using different keys. So if you got several packets being sent, each of those would have a different key. And because of that, it would be a lot harder, supposedly, for attackers to get hold of the information. Now, again, too, there is a sequence so that it adds a little bit more complexity to how you can attack a system and get hold of information. Now, I think that that should pretty much explain what TKIP is, enough for us to know that this is not a tool to break into a system, and it's not a tool to have some kind of attacker enter the system without authorization. So the best answer really would be letter B. Now, I also would want to add something regarding the reference. This one, the reference is from Science Direct. And if you want to know more about TKIP and any of the other words that came out, you can look it up on Google, and maybe sciencedirect.com could point you to the right direction.